Not too long ago, Korea made the news as ROK President Yoon Suk-yeol announced that he would push Korea to transition over completely to the Western age system, called International Age in Korea, in which one is 0 upon birth and officially turns a year older on their birthday. We all know this, but how does the Korean system work? And how did it originate? Korea actually has 3 systems of counting age. There's Korean age, Western or International age, and age for bureaucratic purposes. The bureaucratic age has people born at the age of 0, but everyone gains a year at the start of the new year, as this system allows for people born in the same year to be grouped together. This also works well for cultural purposes, as we will see later. First, perhaps we should know that the Korean age reckoning system did not actually originate in Korea, nor is it unique to Korea. It came from China. And like many other Chinese developments, it spread to its neighbors, with the system being used by the Japanese, Vietnamese, and Mongolians, in addition to Koreans. Now, as to how it works. It's similar to the bureaucratic age, in that people add a year to their age at the start of the new year, either at the Western New Year or the East Asian New Year, but people are born at the age of 1 instead of 0. Thus, someone born on December 31st will be 2 years old the very next day. If not from East Asia, it's not what you're used to, right? The exact reasoning as to why people are born at the age of 1 is unknown, but there are different theories. The most popularly told one today is that it represents the time spent in the womb, but this explanation is likely to have been invented after the age system was created. Another theory, which I believe to be much more likely, is that the concept of 0 simply did not exist in the context in which the age reckoning system originated. This means that it's also likely that it stands for one's first year of life, like one's first day of school or work. Note how in the Western calendar, there's no year 0. It starts with the year 1 CE or AD. Before that, it's 1 BCE or BC. However, why do people's ages go up on the new year, rather than on their birthday? You might think, well, they don't really grow a year older unless they were born on January 1st. It's not a real year. Well, think of it this way. The concept of a year, which denotes a full rotation around the sun, around 365 days, is, while related, not the same exact concept of years old, which shows units of age, a social marker. This is perhaps obscured in English by the fact that the word year is present in years old. However, look at Chinese. The word for year, nian, in Mandarin, is not the same as the word for years old, which is sui. In Korean, the word for year, he, is not the same as the word for years old, which is sal. Now, let's assume that English, like Korean, had a separate word for the concept of years old that denotes age, called, let's say, egg. Stop thinking about your age in years. Now, the week-old baby born on Christmas is no longer 2 years old, but rather 2 eggs old. And let's say that egg is the unit for a system of age reckoning, in which one is born at 1 egg and goes up another egg on New Year's Day. There's no need for eggs to line up exactly with years. Also, regarding birthdays, one should keep in mind that most people didn't even know their birthdays until recently, after social changes that came with industrialization resulted in people having to know their age and birthday. In many developing countries today, it's still common for one not to know their birthday. For example, it's common for Somali refugees in the US to officially have their birthday as January 1st, as many do not know their birthdays. A working age counting system cannot utilize birthdays if most people do not know their birthdays, as in pre-modern times. I will also argue that the current system serves Korea fairly well. Age is an important component of social identity in Korea, and differences in age often require people to behave differently and even speak differently. People born in the same year can speak casually amongst one another, while differences in age generally mean that younger individuals show their elders respect. The benefit of the Korean age system is that everyone born in the same year is the same age, and people's ages in relation to others never change. If people's ages changed their birthdays, and the social system remained the same, people would have to go about keeping track of everyone's birthdays, and constantly changing how they interact with the same people. One could be casual with someone one day, show deference once it becomes their friend's birthday, and then be casual again once it becomes their own birthday. Essentially, increasing age with birthdays would not work with the Korean social system. And there you have it. To summarize, Korea has a unique age system that originally came from China, in which people are born at age 1 and have their age increased every new year. Age works like this most likely since the concept of zero did not exist, or was not widespread in the context in which this age reckoning system was developed. And also because people in pre-modern times did not know their birthdays. Also, year is a separate concept from years old. This system well suits but perhaps also maintains Korea's age hierarchies. Thanks for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to receive notifications whenever I release a new video. Also, please leave a comment for the algorithm.